What's up, y'all, and welcome to Planetbase. My name is Hamasa. Thanks so much for hanging out today, guys. Starting a brand new series here, brand new game. Planetbase, as you can see, there are 4 different planets, but we can only select one right now. So we'll go ahead and give her a select. A big red planet, Class D, medium-sized desert planet with a thick CO2 atmosphere, which partially protects it from meteors and solar flares, so that's good. We're not going to have too many disasters. High amount of light. Solar panels operate at full capacity. So we're going to be definitely a solar panel world. Although we do have high wind density, or atmospheric density for high winds. Fairly high risk of sandstorms. We can take advantage of that, but we've got to be careful because those can injure our colonists. And our bots, actually, and a low meteor risk, which is always nice. I'll go ahead and give this a different name. Let's say base H1B. We'll go ahead and give her a start. For those of you guys who don't know about Planetbase, it's a strategy game where you guide a group of space settlers trying to establish an outpost in a remote planet. In the game, you play the role of a base architect and manager. We'll go ahead and give her a landing here. Looks like we got some nice open spaces to work with. Awesome. We've got a little bit of expansion I'm already thinking about. So you get yourself a stock group of peoples with some different skill sets and a couple of bots. And to get started here, we're going to have to give people the basic tenets of survival. They're going to need air, we're going to need food, we're going to need water, we're also going to need some energy. So let's get things started right away. We're going to need an oxygen generator. Get our Jenny in first. Thinking right over here is, let's take a look around. Yeah, this over here is all kind of cut off, so we're going to be expanding up into these areas. So for now, we're going to just plop you down here. In order to power the generator, we're going to need some power. Solar panel, it's a good start. I'm going to plop you down. I'm putting my first little grid back into this area here. So we'll do a solar panel. Connect. We also need water, so we'll do a tiny little extractor. Connect. And we're going to need an airlock so people can actually get in and out of this dang thing. So we'll pop you there and connect. So our first problems are solved. We got air, water, and power. We're gonna need, well, they have water, but they can't actually drink water from an extractor. So what we need next is going to be a place for them to actually get water and also meals. So that would be the canteen. And we'll start expanding these things out into this early direction. So we'll do a canteen. We will also do. I'm gonna also put down a small little wind turbine. Small. Let's do a medium wind turbine, and then a small power. Excuse me, a small power collector. Can I redundancy you yet? I could, but the connections are really far away. I'm going to pop you here where I maybe can redundancy. But I'm not going to be too concerned with it at the moment. So that way, the solar panel obviously generating power throughout the day. But at night we have no solar generation, so that's why the wind turbines are fairly important. And just in case there's no wind at night, we have power collectors who can store up a little bit of power. Let's get rid of our lids here. We're going to be moving in now on the canteen once that's finished and plopping down a few items. Let's get that connection built. Alright, it's built. So in the canteen we need a few essential things. First of all, we need our water. We're also going to need a table for people to sit. And a meal maker. The meal makers convert the units of food into actual meals. And it's also recommended that you put in like a video screen or a decorative plant. This is just something that people can watch and gain a little bit of happiness on. I mean, they're out here stranded on this base. They just know, you know, the 6 or 7 people and a couple robots that are nearby. They really don't have, you know, a lot of social interaction. They might not even get along with the people that they're here with, so they can go and watch the TV and watch the news from back home and gain a little bit of happiness. So we've got our food, we've got our water, we've got our oxygen. Now we're going to be looking towards self-sufficiency. So in order to do that, they're going to need a few things. First, they're going to need to be able to grow their own food. Second, they're going to need to be able to generate their own ores and then convert the ores into useful materials. We're also going to need a place for injured and sick colonists, so a sick bay. And we're going to need, finally, a place for colonists to sleep, which is a dormitory. So we can pop a dorm in here. Can I get smaller? Yeah, it's about the smallest I can go. I'll pop a dorm in here. That way when people start getting tired, they can go take a little nap. We're gonna pop in a biodome. This is a place for them to start growing their own food. And some of the foods we grow also will yield us starches, and the starches can be processed along with the ores, and that makes all the useful materials. And once you have all these things going on, it kind of just becomes a self-sufficient little mechanism here, this colony. Ooh, our power is not doing too well this first night. I don't like that. We might have a few issues this first night, but I think we'll make it through. They won't immediately run out of oxygen and die. Oh, it's not the best situation, but it looks like our wind is slowly picking up, so this turbine should yield me a bit more power here. Get everything back up online. Yeah, we're starting to fill back up. Cool. Okay, we'll make it through the first night. So where were we here? I'm gonna need a few more structures. I might start with a storage though. If we put in a storage, then we can recycle this colony ship, and that gives us a few more items. So let's go ahead and do that. Storage. And storages also have a good amount of connections that can be built off of them if you place them in a good spot. So let's say right there. Plop that in. The biodome is finished. I usually start with the same combination of things. We'll do wheat, tomatoes, and lettuce. That way we'll be able to make salads, mixed salads with the tomatoes and the lettuce, and also the wheat and the tomatoes can make us some pasta. So that gives us 2 different meals right off the gate, very cheap, very easy. Our dorm is finished. Throw in a couple bunks. Only need 2 just because I only have 7 colonists, so there's not really going to be more than 4 people sleeping at a time in theory. Anyways, we'll plop those down. Storage is being built. So, thinking about self-sufficiency, coming up next we're going to need a mine. It's an outdoor structure. Pop you down there. That's going to generate us ores. We have reached survival. 1 day after landing, your people are still alive. Alright, we're still alive. I do like to see that. We had a little bit of a power issue on that first night, but we made it through okay. It looks like our collector's going to be more than full for night number 2. Now the workers will go in the mine. They'll mine up the ores, but there is a fairly high risk that while they do that, they get injured, and if they get injured, they basically can't do anything until they're healed. So we need yet another interior structure, and that is going to be our what do they call this? Medic bay? Sick bay. It's going to be our sick bay. So we'll pop down a sick bay. Let's do it over here. Let's do it right here, and I'm probably going to put medicinal plants into this final area. Oop. Is our oxygen not spreading enough? What's going on here? Okay, no, it's fine. It was just taking a... Okay, I'm glad I didn't put something there. That was really close. Let's recycle this ship now and give them some work to do. Man, that was really close. Even though we are at low risk of meteors, they do come, and usually early on in the game you don't get struck, but if it happens, it's pretty devastating. So, our mine will be going. We'll be able to put our injured guys here. We're going to be yielding some starches, and now that I have starches and ores, we can process those in a processing plant. You process your raw materials into usable materials. So our starches and our ores, we can use them and create a self-sufficiency, because we need that going pretty soon. Otherwise, you just kind of run out of things and stuff to do, and it's just game over, man. It's just game over. So our processing plant can go right here. We'll put one bed in there for now. I think one will be more than enough. I don't think I'll need a medical cabinet. If I do, we'll check it out. But I really don't think I will. Not the beginning anyway, so I mean, if we start really filling up with all these medical supplies and I need them over there, then sure enough I'll put a cabinet in, but I think we'll be fine early game. So our processing plant's going, and once that's finished, we'll be able to do build a factory. Now the factories take... So the processing plant uses raw materials into usable materials. Then those usable materials get even further refined at the processing plant, and that's going to help us create spares and all kinds of fun stuff. I think guns as well, which we will eventually need. At the moment, though, we'll be fine. So let's take a quick look at our grid. Power grid is consuming 26. I gotta keep that in mind. Water consumes 2, but we're producing plenty more. So it looks like our power is actually during the night gonna be a little bit of an issue. So before we go too much further, I'm gonna build some more power. Let's do, first of all, let's do another collector, because I think I'm getting more than enough at night. Let's build a big old collector. And since this is a fairly sunny planet, we'll build ourselves another little solar panel. Ooh. It's a nice little spot over here for it. And we'll connect that up there. Can we redundancy you? Yes, redundancy is good. That way if anything out here gets slapped with a meteor, we're not completely cut off. So we'll get those things done. I've got the processing plant. So we're going to want bioplastic. And metal. Bioplastic and metal. Now, really, the next big thing to make sure that we're going to be able to get through everything is creation of spares. Spares are used to repair different structures. If you run out of spares, essentially you can't repair anything, and then everything just starts to fall apart, and there's nothing you can really do about it. So we'll plop that down. Now on an interior, we'll do a factory. Maybe we'll go not much further that way. I can go somewhat this way. And we want to connect these two up. So we'll pop you and you. Self-sufficiency has been reached. Beautiful. This is really what you want. Once you're self-sufficient, now it's just a balancing act. Making sure that you're keeping up with the food and the power, water. These little robots are going to need some repairs at some point, but I think we'll be good for the moment. People are still moving all the items here through the airlock and in. I could build another airlock, but I'm not too worried about it. The movement's alright. We're still a fairly small base here. So we got the factory done. We just got to build that connection. I can toss a few things in there. What else? Let's look at our statistics. So we've got 10 spares. We're just about out of metal, but we will start processing that. What do we have? One engineer? Yeah, we've got one engineer. Bioplastic we're fairly low on, but we'll be producing that. Okay. I think we're in pretty good shape. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to make spares. That's the big thing. I don't need really semiconductors or guns at the moment, so let's check our grid. Grid looks fine. We're getting more than enough water and power, especially during the day, and we're storing a whole bunch. We're getting a good oxygen flow all over the place, so I think I'm going to let these guys just go ahead and bring all this junk inside, and we'll call it an episode there, guys. We've got a really good start here on the big red planet. We'll see where we can go with this. I only need a few milestones to unlock the next one, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll do this this first planet for a little bit longer and just play with the game and the mechanics and see. I know there's a few things that have been added since I first played this. Maybe the AI is a little bit more intelligent. It was pretty stupid at first. They would just do things kind of in a not the ideal order. What are we watching on TV? Planet News. Alright, so. But anyways, guys, we'll catch you all next time. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And we'll see you again right here on Planetbase.